Everyone's telling you to send more cold emails to win more clients, but they're all missing the rest of the funnel. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you the three most powerful things that you can do in addition to cold email to convert more cold leads into paying customers. If you don't know me, my name is David Shmula. I'm the founder of Outbound Partners. We're a lead generation agency that also does sales automation for our clients. So what I'm going to share with you today is not just based off stuff that I've read on the internet. It's stuff that we do every single day for both ourselves and our clients. Let's jump into the document. I'm going to show you the three most powerful things that you can do that will substantially increase the number of deals that you close each year. So let's jump in. So first and foremost, we have our traffic sources. This is really just the top of the funnel. And to give you an idea of what we're looking at here, I'm going to walk you through this funnel very quickly. But before we get there, you have your traffic sources, and this is how we're actually going to get eyeballs to be looking at your offer, looking at the products and services that you want to sell. If you're new to developing traffic, then you cannot go wrong with cold email. I have other videos that explain that a little bit further, and I'll link it in the description. But cold email is going to be your cheapest, most effective traffic source. You would want to layer in the other traffic sources once you've exhausted the email channel. So it all starts off with traffic, and that traffic is basically going to be your top of funnel activity. But now you've caught someone's attention, and so now this is typically where everyone stops. They say, yeah, do cold email and you're going to win more clients. Well, it's not just getting attention that's going to get you clients. It's actually moving people from getting attention all the way down the funnel until to the point that they're a paying customer. So you have to look at it in multiple stages. And, your first stage is capturing attention. Your second stage is getting them to show up to a meeting. Your third stage is convincing them to buy. And then your fourth stage is this really, really long-term nurture that if they don't buy in and around the time of the sales call, you need some type of mechanism, a process to be able to go back to them time and time and time again in a cost-efficient manner to get them to see if it's a better time and get them over the finish line. So starting at stage number one, which is we've caught someone's attention using cold email. Now we have to get them to show up to the actual meeting. That process is called pre-call nurture. So I have a few different things here. It's going to be both a manual and automatic process. Things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to share value assets, share social proof. This is one that I speak about a lot. It's called increasing the perceived amount of work done by us in advance of the meeting. So an example of that would be this. So before a sales call, I recommend it to everyone. I think it's a no-brainer, but you should be doing research on the prospect so you know who you're going to be speaking with. So, it doesn't make sense to get onto a call blind. When you're doing that research, you should be taking notes and coming up with some ideas and et cetera, et cetera. The best thing you could do is then take those notes, take those ideas and share them with the prospect in advance of the call and be vocal and let them know that, hey, I'm looking forward to our call. I've been doing all this research and started generating some ideas, and I started to actually tie in a couple other guys from the team so we can start wrapping our head around this in advance of our call. We want to make sure that we're going to get the most out of our time and your time on this call. So we're doing a lot of this legwork in advance so that we're prepared. I have a whole video on pre-call nurture. So this isn't going to be an extensive video on pre-call nurture, but that's what that means. We want to increase the amount of perceived work that we're doing in advance of the call, because by doing that, we're going to get more people to show up to the calls. Okay. And then another just simple process, general reminders. So it's the social proof, it's the reminders, increasing the perceived amount of work, sharing value assets, starting to build that relationship with the prospect. So that's stage one. It's going from capturing attention to a sales meeting. This pre-call nurture process is instrumental to increasing the number of people who actually show up to your meetings. Because if you don't pitch, you're never going to get the client. The next critical phase is you've gotten someone to a meeting. Okay, great. But you still have to close them. Look, ideally, you're going to close them on that first call. But if you don't, you need to have a process in place to continue to follow up over and over again until you get a decision as to whether we have a deal or whether we don't have a deal. So this is called a post-call follow-up process. And I'm telling you, this may seem like basic stuff here, but you would be surprised by the amount of people that we coach who don't have these three processes built into their company. I don't want to say most, very many companies go to a sales call, and after that call, that's the end of it. They just move on. all that work, effort, money, resources that went into developing that lead just getting completely thrown away because there's no immediate follow-up process or long-term nurture process put into place. So establishing a simple SOP for your sales reps to follow up after the call. Hey, can we get another meeting? What did your team think about this? Just general obvious stuff, but just general follow up is instrumental for closing more deals. I see it day in and day out with clients that we brought on and clients that we brought on for our customers, that it's continuously working the prospect, being available for them when they need it. If you don't do this already, you'd be astonished by the amount of customers you will get just by being persistent and following up with the prospective customers. If you do this already, then you're already aware of the impact this will have on your business. And I listed a couple different things here. So it's in addition to manual follow-up, you want to continue to share assets, you want to continue to share resources, and again, case studies, testimonials as they come up. Hey, here's a case study of something we just did. Here's a testimonial from a customer. The more you send, the better. It's only there to serve you. Why I like those two so much is because you can only manually follow up so many times before you get a little bit annoying. So by sharing value assets and sharing case studies, testimonials, and things like that, it's a very light-hearted, very soft. I wouldn't even call it a call to action. It's a very light touch point that's non-intrusive, and people are not annoyed by the consistent outreach. So the last and final process to complete this whole funnel, and again, to walk you through from where we started to where we are now, we use cold email to capture someone's attention. We use a pre-call nurture process to get them to show up to a meeting. We use post-call follow-up to try to reinforce the sale. And now, assuming that they haven't closed yet, we still can't just forget these individuals ever existed, because we know something very important. One, they should only really be reaching out to us if they are qualified, right? So we know they're qualified. And two, we know that they are somewhat interested because they have expressed interest at some point. Maybe they didn't close, but they definitely have an interest. There's some underlying reason why they didn't buy. Maybe it's a timing thing. Maybe it's a trust thing. Maybe it's a price thing. Whatever reason it is, they didn't buy, but we do know that they actually genuinely have a need for this service. So we cannot forget about these individuals, which is why we have processes for long-term nurture or post-call nurture. And what post-call nurture looks like is, as I'm saying here, so we'll have some manual work done by the sales reps, but it's also sending out the weekly or bi-weekly newsletters. It's sharing content when it becomes available, sending out email blasts with special offers, promotions, general updates, case studies, things like that. In the long term, those types of things are going to allow you to continue to build that relationship with the prospective customer and be there for them when they're really ready to take action. Just show you what this looks like. We're generating traffic here. We're moving them through the sales development process. We're doing a pre-call nurture process to get them on the phone. We're having the meeting, and then we're continuously nurturing them. And it's like I say here, email automation, newsletters, online experiences, any one of these, and anything else that you think that would be relevant. So that's everything for today's video. As I said, everyone's probably telling you to do cold email to get more clients, and they're not wrong. Presumably, you're paying for the traffic. So by implementing these processes, you're going to actually get the most out of what you paid for. Because think about it. If you're paying X dollars a month to develop traffic, the more you close, the better ROI you're getting on the traffic you bought. I hope this helps you. Again, a quick recap. It's a pre-call nurture process, a post-call follow-up, and a post-call nurture. So if you implement those three processes into your business, I guarantee you will get better results from the traffic you're developing, which means you will close more deals. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions on this, as always, just drop a note in the comment section and I'm happy to answer. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.